Welcome to Foodonomics. Today we're going to be starting seed. This is a tray that I started earlier last month, and it has basil and parsley over there and 4 dills. The dills did sprout first, but they died out, so I'm going to pull those out, and I'm actually going to replace the soil for all of the ones that didn't do well or sprout, and redo the dill, replant the dill and stuff. And so this is the type of container that I have for the seed starters. It comes with 5 of them, and it's got this plastic thing, and then it's got a bottom base and this top thing. That little circle, you actually attach a wire to it and plug it into the wall, and it turns on the light when you don't have enough sunlight, or if it's too cold to put them by the windowsill, you can just plug them in with that wire extension there, and it has the grow light on for as many hours of the day as you want. So I have a new one here, and I'm going to start a whole bunch of these seeds today. I'm going to start with these radishes, early wood or whatever that says. I can't even read it. The first one was beets, and then radishes and tomatoes, the Rutger tomatoes, and then bell peppers and cucumbers, and then Chicago pickling cucumbers. I guess I showed this a little too fast. Lettuce, some carrots, and more radishes. I don't think I actually end up planting more radishes, but so sunflowers and nasturtiums and chamomile, because in my house we love chamomile tea. And I figured if I could grow them myself this year, that I might actually go ahead and make some, dehydrated chamomile and then turn that into tea. I don't know the process yet, but when I find out, I am going to take you guys on the journey with me while I make it and show you how it's done. And I do make a few other things, but I haven't, I think there's corn in there that I put into the same one as the sunflowers, but I didn't mention it. So I just fill up this. Of course, I started out using that tiny little scoop, but later on I just kind of used my hands to pour the soil in. I didn't show that in the video because I don't want it to be too tedious and mundane for you guys to sit there and watch me fill it. So just fill out the trays. The trays have holes on the bottom so that you can, fill the water from the bottom and whatnot, and then you put them in this green section, which is closed on the bottom. So if you want to feed from the bottom or water from the bottom, you can, I'm going to show you that as well later. So I'm going to use that same shovel thing, little tiny scoop thing that I have. On the bottom of it, it has a triangle. So all of these came together in the set, these trays and the inserts for the trays and this little tiny scooping thing. The soil doesn't come with it though, but the wires and the lids that go on top all came together. So now I'm starting with the chamomile first. I'm going to do most of the things I have today. I'm going to do 4 of each. I have a total of 5 trays. One of them already has some basil and parsley in it, so I'm only going to refill the dill to redo the dill. It was the first to sprout, but also it just died out. It was like a scrawny little thing, and then it died out. I don't even know why. I think I didn't water it or something. But so chamomile seeds, I couldn't even pick them up. They were so tiny. So I just had to kind of pour a few into the thing. So it's probably going to sprout 1 or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 in each of these pods. But so I just filled the 4 little ones closest to you, I guess, at this point, on the left with the chamomile. I'm going to go ahead and make the nasturtium now, or plant the nasturtium seeds. And these, I'm doing these mostly. Look, chamomile, obviously I want to make tea for them, but I also decided to get the nasturtium because they're so pretty, but also pollinators when you have cucumbers and things like that growing. I'm going to be growing most of everything in pots, simply because we don't have enough lawn space or whatever to actually plant into the ground. We have to put it in pots in the space that we have in the back. So yeah, so we're gonna do in pots, but that, when the time comes, I'll show you guys that too. I'm not an expert at any of this. I don't even know if I'm using the right soil, but here we are. The nasturtiums are planted, and I have 2 corns, I guess, at the bottom there, which I planted, which I forgot to show. And the last 2, I'm doing the sunflowers. The reason I am only doing 2 corn and 2 sunflowers because I don't even know if it'll work in a pot, in a while growing in a pot. So we're just going to try one next to like companion planting with a whole bunch of other things in a large pot or grow bag and go from there. But like I said, you guys, I'm not an expert at this. This is actually my second time trying. Last year I tried a couple of things just for fun. I just put them in the pot straight, the seeds, and I got pumpkin and cucumber growing out. And of course my peppers and tomatoes last year I just bought them, the plant itself, and some basil or whatever. But this year I'm like, why not try to grow it myself? So this is the radish. I'm just going to put them in the 4 on the right hand side at the top, the front, the closest to the screen, I guess. And on the other side, on the left, the 4, I'm putting in carrots. I will list below what type of carrots and what type of seeds and where I got them and all that, so you guys can go ahead and order it. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be ordering. I know I've heard of Johnny's seeds, but I believe it's all in the US, and I'm up here in Northern Ontario, Ontario, and so, which is the north. It's technically Canada, so and that is, I believe, lettuce. I think you guys saw I showed it, right? So more cucumbers now, and so yeah, I'll list everything on the bottom so you guys know what I did per plant, and when the time comes to transferring them, you'll know. That's more cucumber. This is not the pickling variety. It's more of the salad cucumber. And when it comes to transferring them, I will definitely take you guys along on this journey. I'm not going to recommend the type of soil because I don't know if this is the right soil at all that I got. I just kind of Googled it and then ordered it. So here we have the radishes. I mean, those are beets, not radishes. I keep calling the beets radishes. I don't know why. Maybe because of the color. And so there we go. Guys, by the way, I also found out recently that radish greens and carrot greens are also edible. Never knew that before. Never had them before. So I'm going to be trying out recipes and stuff as well. So I'll post those as well. These are the cherry tomatoes that I have. And these are supposed to be an indeterminate seed. I'll let you guys know what that is when we're actually growing them. And I'll show you examples of why they are indeterminate. And this is the third variety, or the second variety of tomatoes. That's the Rutger tomato. It's almost like a beefsteak tomato. It's a big one, I think. That's what it looks like on the picture. So I needed cherry tomatoes for salad purposes, and we love tomatoes here, so we're gonna probably seed a lot more of these later on. And after I filled these 5 trays, I did go ahead and plant a whole bunch of other things that I didn't bother to film. So yeah, I emptied out the soil from the ones that didn't sprout at all, because I know for a fact that I used the wrong soil in this particular tray, because I was just like, oh, let me just, experiment with what I have. And it was like older soil from last year, which was already used, and somehow the basil and the parsley really fought through and came out, but the dill, it grew and then died. So I'm just going to replant the empty spots with the basil and the parsley, and then on the bottom I'm putting up the dill, but with new soil, of course. And if you guys know what type of soil or what I should order and from where, please go ahead and comment below, because any input and any suggestions you guys have, I am absolutely open to, because this is my first year actually like trying to grow things myself, with the hopes that it would actually turn into something. Last year it was just, for fun. And I mean, even this year, like, I know nothing, so I can't really be expecting much. I'm just hoping that it works out, and I'll show you the results. But if you guys have tips and points that would help me in this process, I would absolutely love it. So this is how you kind of bottom feed them. Like you pour in the water inside the green part of the tray, and then the holes, they just absorb through the bottom of the clear plastic because they have holes on the bottom. And now you put the lid on like that, and I'll show you at the end what it looks like. There you go. When you plug them all in, this is what the light looks like. And there's a hole on the top of these lids, if you see that, you can turn the green part to either vent or seal, to have that greenhouse effect, I suppose. And yeah, just like that. So when you turn it one way, it closes up, and then when you push it the other way, it's got the holes. And if you can't see, I'm just gonna like put my pinky in there to show you that it's actually goes through, and it can breathe a little. And now it's closed, so it's not actually breathing. It's got the water just going through. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I hope this works out well. I'll show you guys how it turns out later. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you have anything to say or any tips or anything for me at all. Thank you.